Alright, so here we are back at our Cops and Robbers game. So yesterday we created two sprites and one chases the other one. So this is pretty cool, but we noticed that when they touch each other it kind of gets weird, and we probably, if we're thinking about how we're building our game, that's not really what we want to have happen. So the first thing I'm going to do today is actually just going to be to add when green flag is clicked to both of these. So this is just going to allow us to start the game more easily, and it'll let us test things more quickly. So now I press the green flag, the game starts. That's cool. Okay. So now let's think about how can we detect if they're touching each other. So we have this nice touching block. And if I click the drop down, again I see some stuff, but down here at the bottom are going to be all the other sprites. So I want to say when the cop is touching the robber. So if I click this right now, it is true. So these are called predicates, and you can tell that because they are shaped like a diamond, kind of. And they're always going to return either true or false, or a Boolean value. So we need to, in order to use this though, so it says they're touching right now, so that's great. But in order to use this, I have to put a predicate inside an if statement. So again, the predicate is going to go up top there. That is what is going to decide whether this code inside is going to actually run. And I'm going to put this whole thing inside my forever loop. So again, inside my forever loop, this is going to loop forever. It's going to say point towards, move, and then if I'm touching, what should I do? So let's add something. Let's add a say. So when they touch each other, the cop is going to say, I got you. Okay? Let's try it out. Let's see how this works in our game. So there's the cop, doon 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 doon, following the robber. Okay, so that's kind of cool. The cop stops for 2 seconds, says I got you, but you'll notice that the robber keeps on going. But I kind of want that to be like a moment when either the game restarts or something else happens. So I'm going to go to my robber sprite and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add an if statement, if, and I'm going to find that touching block again and drag it in there. And so from the robber side, it's going to be if touching the cop. And what do I want to have happen? I think for the robber, I'm just going to grab this stop block here. I'm not going to stop everything, but I'm going to stop this script. And this script is all these things that are connected right here. So this script right here is going to stop when they touch each other. So let's see how that works. Okay, and the cop touches the robber, and look, the robber no longer moves with my mouse. Okay, great. So that seems pretty good. Now, my next task is going to be to build a jail around my robber. So the cop, I want to have draw a square around the robber. So let's create a custom block. And I'm going to make it a motion block, and I'm going to call it draw jail. It's a command and it's motion. Okay, and inside my draw jail, there's a couple things I want to do. First of all, I want to pen down, and at the end I want to pen up. So I'm just going to drag that over, and this is going to put the pen down so that it actually draws, and then lift the pen up. Now I want to do my square. So we've done a square before. What we're going to need is a repeat, and I'm going to repeat 4 times, and then I'm going to move I'm going to turn 90 degrees. So I'm going to move forward. Let's set that to 60, just so it's a reasonable size. Okay, so this is our first attempt at draw jail. Let's see how it works. So I'm going to drag my draw jail into this if statement. So it's going to say I got you for 2 seconds, and then it's going to draw a jail. So let's see how this works. Boom, runs into it. Boom, draws a square. So that's kind of cool. Except that my square isn't exactly around my robber. So you'll notice that my first line, of course, I'm going forward. So let's open up draw jail so we can look at the code. So again, the black one is the cop that's doing this. So it's facing forward, and immediately it's going to move forward, turn, move forward, turn, move forward, turn. So it's going to go from here, move forward, turn, move forward, turn, move forward, turn, move forward, turn. So I think what I want to do first is I'm actually going to have my cop back up, because right now he's like right on top of my robber, but I want to give a little bit of space so that when I draw my box, it's actually going to go around the robber. So first of all, let's do that. And I'm going to put this above the pen down because I don't want to draw this line. I just want to have him back up. So I want to have him back up. So now he's going to start back here, so a little bit further away. And then the next thing I want to do is, instead of going straight forward to draw the first line, I want to have him turn 45 degrees and draw the first line up here. So I'm going to have him turn counterclockwise. So I'm going to turn this way 45 degrees. That's half of 90. So let's see how that works. So again, click the green flag, get it started. There we go, runs in. Boom. Okay, so that's pretty cool. That square looks pretty perfectly around my robber. So I'm pretty happy with that. So there's still some problems. If we start the game again, we notice that the cop will repeat that over and over again still. Oh, look, and see that one, that time my robber wasn't quite inside. So I could do some more geometric thinking about how I can get my box to always go around my robber. And another thing I want to do is make the game do something different. So I don't want it to just repeat over and over again. I want to do something different. So tomorrow we will fix this game and make it even better.